Who is most important to a title? Which trophy was Derrick White holding when he was recently photographed? And the great color draft. This is Casual Friday on the DNVR show. This morning, figured I'd change things up. Kalen Harrison, I figured I'd do a show on the Nuggets. What do you guys think? Does that work for you?
Sounds good, man.
What is up, everybody, and welcome into the DNVR show.
Let's go. Let's go.
We're hanging out here in the Toyota Lounge, of course, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota is, of course, the official vehicle of DNVR. That's Harrison Wind. I'm Brendan Vogt. We're not doing this show alone. You're with us in the chat. More specifically, the Toyota chat, your chats today, are delivered by the 2024 4Runner. Harrison Wind, I know physically, like distance-wise, we're very far from each other right now. But when we do these two-mans, I feel close to you, dude. I feel really close to you.
Well, that's good. That's great to hear on a Friday. Have you seen this roster for the Goran Dragic retirement game tomorrow night?
I did see you just tweeted out. Yeah, you want to go over Team Jokic real quick?
Well, it's Team Luka, technically.
Team Luka, yeah.
I guess he was the captain. Luka, Jokic, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Luis Scola, Robin Lopez.
Arguably a perfect roster. Arguably the greatest roster ever assembled.
Is Jokic playing the 3?
Yes.
Or the point?
I think this gives us a really good understanding of what to expect from this game. I think we have an idea of maybe what the basketball will look like. But hey, we got Luka and Jokic on the same team after all, so what a treat.
I think you can watch this too. I saw somebody tweet out, I think it might have been our friend Kirk at Mavs Moneyball, tweet out how to watch this thing. I'm going to be tuned in, man. I am locked into this game tomorrow night.
Serbians, if you know, let us know in the chat, because of course we want to watch this thing. Also, Luis Scola, what a fun little just random perfect. It's perfect.
Talk about random. Robin Lopez? Is this dude a citizen of the world? Does he have a passport in every country? Like,
maybe.
How did this guy score an invite?
As we found out, everyone that's remotely good at basketball is at least half Serbian. So we don't know. We don't know for sure. In fact, chat chiming in and saying that a lot of these guys are actually, in fact, at least half Serbian. So that's something. That's something.
There's no way Robin Lopez is Serbian. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think. I think he's the exception. That would be my best guess. But you know what he is? He's a great hang. And if I've learned anything in life, that gets you into a lot of events, gets you into a lot of rooms. So that's all that matters. A lot of Serbian pride in the air right now, and probably because they did go ahead and notch a bronze medal at possibly. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's call it the most competitive and the coolest Olympics basketball tournament yet. And it seems so cool, Harrison, and so important that all of a sudden it's a part of history. Netflix, it looks like, is already putting together a production here on the story of this Olympics. Relive the journey behind the tip-off to Olympic glory, coming to Netflix in 2025. That's a quick turnaround, Harrison.
So this is different than the Avengers documentary, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so.
We were teased about for the last year. I'm excited for this, man. I mean, obviously the Olympics was an awesome watch. Serbia's run was great. France had a great run to the gold medal game, obviously. Canada, a lot of stuff going on with them too, like a ton of NBA talent there. I'm excited to watch this. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cool behind-the-scenes stuff. I hope they capture a lot of off-the-court stuff, and I don't mean like off-the-court as in the locker room. I mean like off-the-court after Serbia won the bronze medal.
Yeah.
At the bar specifically that they were at.
That should be most of the documentary, actually, is just how many chairs did Jokic break just standing on them? How many shirts were lost? Yeah, if they know what entertainment is, that should be a significant chunk of the doc. You know what I think is cool right off the bat, just looking at the picture, and I know this is about the results, but if we talk about a modernized game, a global game, you know, who sits at the top right now? And the jerseys here in this picture, of course, Serbia, USA, France, Germany, Canada. I just think it's kind of cool, man, that like first of all, we've got a tiny, tiny French connection. One guy, Flo, shout out. Canada with Jamal, Serbia, Jokic. But it's just cool that these are like, I don't know, man, like it's not just the USA jersey up there, right? Like this is your top echelon of the way that global basketball works right now. Obviously, I know that they were the ones who were the top finishers at the Olympics. I'm just saying it's just cool that like in a screenshot that you see Serbia and Canada in there. I think it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is tough to form like a real opinion on because we're so deep in just basketball and like that's our total world. The basketball event, the tournament at the Olympics, to me, it just felt way bigger this Olympics than it has in past Olympics.
Strong agree.
There's probably some recency bias there, but I don't feel like people were as locked in definitely 4 years ago compared to this year. And I mean, I gotta think there were a lot of reasons why, like 2021 Olympics coming off COVID, there just wasn't the type of excitement there. Also, this Team USA had like so much more star talent too. Yeah. And it just felt like there were more of the NBA stars from around the world playing for their teams this year than in past Olympics. It just seemed like there was way more attention on it this year. So a docu-series definitely deserved, I feel like.
Agree. I think there's a lot that goes into that. Obviously, a lot of people watched the Olympics this year. For whatever reason that is, a lot of different theories. People did. People tuned in. And then just
the highest rating since 2008, I think I saw. Like, it was kind of crazy.
And kind of an interesting, maybe it's conducive to this platform, but interesting that something would have a rating spike in an era where, like, people are not sure necessarily how the best way to get something in front of the most people is. Like, a lot of TV ratings are suffering. Maybe something about the way you could watch every game and every event on an app worked itself out. But from the basketball standpoint, I agree with you. Like, it just felt like if you had to pick one tournament yet where it felt like the world threw their might at it, respectively, it felt like this one. And the fact that, by the way, men's and women's, like Team USA sent a legitimately insane roster. They were clearly the best teams in the world, but both of them had to fight for it. And the women too, right? Who typically they coast to that. I just thought it was really, really cool. Maybe the best showcase of where basketball's at and how far it's come. So.
And you had the drama, too. I mean, Team USA down.
Yes.
Like they were down to Serbia. The drama of the gold medal game, too. I mean, there's a world where Team USA wins both those games by double digits easily. And they just kind of walk their way to the championship. Or to the gold medal. That was something that was on the table. I hope we get to see in a Team USA huddle, like in this third quarter when they're down double digits still, what that was like.
That's a great call. That's actually a tremendous call. I would love to know that. We'll see. This will be cool. Hopefully it's not just about Team USA. While I am curious actually about a lot of the things that went behind the scenes with that roster, it is an iconic roster. Again, a really awesome display of global basketball. Let's localize again though, and let's get domestic here. Because it wasn't that long ago that in this very studio, just to my right, the NBA, let's call it what it is, the Larry O'Brien Finals Trophy was right here. We got a good look at it. And I bring that up because Harrison Wind, with a keen eye and a sharp mind, has an observation for us here. Here's Derrick White, the BMW Champs event, and he brought along an old friend, pictured here with the Larry O. B. Now, Harrison, on its face, nothing confusing or weird about that, except what are you thinking?
Is this the Nuggets Larry O'Brien trophy? Am I the only one that's thinking this? I haven't seen this anywhere. How did the Larry O'Brien trophy get from Boston to Denver for a golf tournament?
And you also mentioned that at some point you saw a video in which Derrick White himself said he was surprised to see the trophy there. So it's not, he didn't bring it, right? Is that what we're deducing? He didn't bring it with him?
I think we have the video, Kale. Can you play the video?
Oh, man.
With the sound?
Really? I didn't know it was going to be here. I really see the support window. Is that Nikola? Cheer him on.
Did you each get a day with it, Derrick? Or
Did you get a day?
Like with the cup? Like how did you end up with the trophy today?
I didn't know it was going to be here. And I was walking in, I seen it on the ground, and I was like, oh, let me hold that.
I had something to do with that.
Yeah, I need some gloves. I got you.
All right, you can call it. You can call it. Hang on a second. So if you heard that at
Hang
home,
on a second. What's going on here?
This is not his day with the trophy. That's already happened. Because that was my first guess. Well, they let Derrick bring the trophy. He was busy. It was the Olympics. But he was surprised to see the trophy on the ground. And again, this event, further context for our international friends, held in Denver. What's going on, man? Is this the Denver Nuggets trophy?
Did
Josh just bring it?
Quote, I did not know it was going to be here. I saw it and I just picked it up. Well, you know who's also playing at this pro?
Oh, no.
Oh no, we have a frozen.
He was cooking
wind.
too.
He was in the middle of a. He was cooking.
He was cooking. I'm gonna see if I can fill in the blanks here. Some of the Nuggets are here, or there rather.
Yeah, I mean this is just down in Castle Pines at the International Club, so like it's close. I mean,
is that in Denver? Is that in the greater Denver area?
40 minutes south.
Oh, okay. So I just kind of lied. As Wind calls back in. All right, you were in the middle of something.
So Derrick White says, "Am I there?" Okay, there we go. Okay, where were we? Derrick White
cooking.
says, I didn't know the trophy was going to be here. I just saw it and picked it up.
Are we
This is genuinely
blacklisted?
funny. I think the NBA is interrupting our investigation here.
I think Wind is too onto something. All right, I'm gonna try to carry the water that he picked up. I'll try to take the torch here. We also have this link, Kale, because who else is at the BMW? You're busy. You got a lot going on.
I'm trying to.
Take your time.
We're back. Wind, I suggested. I think the NBA is trying to inhibit our investigation here.
Something's going on. I don't know what it is. But, all right, where was I? Derrick White says he didn't know the trophy was going to be there, and he just picked it up. Josh Kroenke was also playing at this Pro-Am, who we know from when he was on our show with the trophy, he has the authority to bring the Larry O'Brien trophy wherever he wants. This event is in Denver. I'm just trying to put the pieces together here. I feel like Derrick White is walking around with the Nuggets trophy.
Dude, first and foremost, only Harrison would notice this. This is like the exact way that Harrison's brain works. And secondly, I think you're 100% right. I think Derrick White picked up the Denver Nuggets Finals trophy and went, well, I won this thing recently. And here's what I am now putting out into the universe. Derrick White is contractually obligated, like it's a soul-bound contract, to eventually now play for the Denver Nuggets. He has to do it, and if he doesn't, his entire family will be cursed for the rest of time.
Dude, I was so put off by this, I actually texted somebody with the Nuggets to try to get to the bottom of this. I haven't heard back definitively yet, but he didn't know the trophy was going to be there. He saw it and just picked it up. I was zooming in on all the pictures. I couldn't see if it said Denver Nuggets on there. I couldn't get a definitive look at it. If somebody in that video also calls out, I don't know if you heard this, somebody in that video from the gallery, it sounds like, yells out, "Is that Nikola's trophy?" And he just kind of like smirks and shakes his head. I think it was Nikola's trophy.
Oh my God. Derrick White. Blasphemer. Is that a word?
I don't like this at all.
I feel like somehow there's a curse or bad luck involved now. That or he has to play for the Nuggets to fix it. That's it's like a Disney thing. Dude, this is an unbelievable observation. I'm very proud of you.
It's not like they can easily. Well, they could make up a replica of it, but I also saw in another video he says I didn't realize how heavy it was, or somebody said something like that. The fact that he didn't know it was going to be there and it was just there. I don't think I'm jumping to conclusions here. Josh Kroenke brought it. Look, if you're the owner of a team who just won an NBA championship, I would be bringing the trophy everywhere as well. Going out to eat, I have the trophy with me. I have the trophy with me. Going over to a friend's house, I'll bring the trophy. If I'm going to a pro-am where I'm going to be seen, playing in a pro-am with a bunch of other celebrities, I got John Elway right here. Of course I'm going to flex the trophy and bring it with me. Derrick White stole the Nuggets trophy for a day.
Man, this is unbelievable. It's true. It's, as Kellen Johnson said, there's a science aspect of this as well, too. Trophies don't just appear on the ground. That's true. They have to come from somewhere. This is unbelievable. I know Wynn's digging around. We'll see if we can get to the bottom of it. I feel like he just did. I feel like he deduced the truth live on the air. We have more to talk about here on this action-packed Casual Friday DNVR show. We are very, very excited to be partnered up with UC Health. I'm pretty sure, in all modesty and to be humble, that they are more excited to be partnered up with Coach Prime. He is their new Chief Motivation Officer of the Ready, Set, Co Challenge. That's a good title. I think Prime's on the short list of people. If he told me to do a push-up, I would do a push-up. That's not true of 99.9% of people in the world, but I kind of think it's true for him. He wants you to do some push-ups, so to speak. The goal of the challenge is to get Colorado back to its rightful place as the healthiest state. Part of that challenge is nutrition. Enter Nutrition Prime. He's here to set the tone, get you thinking about choices, little choices about how and what you eat. As Nutrition Prime is famous for saying, it's all about balance in the belly, baby. Listen, man, this is a great state to get out, be active. Got a lot of options to eat healthy. You don't need a transplant to preach to you about how to take advantage of your state. Just a gentle reminder that we should all be doing that, because what a treat it is to live in Colorado. Ready, Set, Co. If you want to join UC Health's Ready, Set, Co challenge, click the link in the show notes or go to uchealth.org/Ready, Set, Co. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K, Ted. Like the Inner Circle membership program. It's actually not that strange. It's super convenient. You're going to want to tap in. Here's how it works. Free membership. You download the app. You give them your phone number, your email. You're good to go. You're enrolled. They're going to give you deals. Your first 5 Polar Pops are free. You can enjoy a member-exclusive beverage deal. Inner Circle members like you can get any size Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents now through the end of the summer. Find it in the app under Inner Circle/offers. Many of you watching here in the off season, you are in our Inner Circle. Be in Circle K's Inner Circle. Visit www.circlek.com/Inner Circle for more information on how to become an Inner Circle member. Speaking of the Inner Circle, the Denver Nuggets, they sent a little crew to this same event. Is that right? And I think maybe people could guess who went, but we do have photo proof.
They should go and take back the trophy. That's what their mission should be.
Fellas, make sure Derrick White doesn't leave with the trophy. Unbelievable. But we do have Clemson buddies, Hunter Tyson, PJ Hall. Not that surprised to see them at a golf event. And they were joined, of course, by Christian Brown. It's pronounced Brown. And look at the fellas taking in. Was this the pro? This is the pro-am, right? That's happening right now?
I mean, the BMW. No, I mean, if they were here, this was yesterday. No, this is real tournament play for the real BMW. Tournament. Yeah.
No, that's crazy, man.
Well, that's crazy. These are guys you would expect to show up at a golf course, for being honest.
They
are. It's the exact kind of guys I would expect. But this is just another layer of evidence that it was obviously the Nuggets trophy that was there. That's all I'm saying.
Could be. There are some good golfers on the Nuggets. I don't know if good might be stretching it also. Like DeAndre Jordan apparently golfs. I don't know how he finds the custom gloves for that, but he does golf.
I feel like that's a great way to spend your NBA veteran tenure. Just like, look, you work out a lot. You might have to play. There's also probably some time for golf. So, and I bet he knows a lot of cool people. I bet he's been in some good groupings.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we missed you at our golf event, dude. We held a golf event, and well, the margaritas are strong. That was my big takeaway. All right, let's move on. The Denver Nuggets have their work cut out for them here. Title winners for the first time. They could not go back to back like many who have tried recently. And now there's a pivotal year coming up, man. Tensions are high. Perhaps leashes are getting shorter. Ropes are getting shorter, I should say. And we want to figure out what it's going to take to win a title. More specifically, who on this roster, Harrison, is most important to the Denver Nuggets winning a title. And I know you figured out a foolproof system for deducing just that.
Well, I thought we could just rank every Nuggets player in terms of how important they are to winning a championship. 1 through 18. Every roster guy, plus all the two-way guys as well.
Plus all the two-way guys as well, which you would assume would just fill out the back of the list. But hold the phone. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, folks. Why don't we just get 18 out of the way then? Daron Holmes will not be playing basketball this year. That's a default. We'll put him at 18. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, Daron Holmes is 18 on this list. Unfortunately, would be much higher if he did not tear his Achilles, but he did.
He did. But from there, the active players, Harrison, how do you think this shakes out?
We should get up a side list as we do this so we can keep track here. So next you have to probably go to some of the two-way guys at number 17. I penciled in the guy on the two-way contract who I think will contribute the least, and that is PJ Hall. Of the threesome or the trio who went to the golf tournament, PJ Hall out of Clemson. Played at Summer League, had some good moments. Bit of an undersized 5, but the Nuggets just have so many big men where even if there were injuries, which there's already been to the front court, I just have a really hard time seeing him making an impact at all.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. And as I say about most two-way guys, debatable for maybe one name here, usually if things are going according to plan, if you're a contender, we never have to say these guys' names, like best of luck to PJ Hall and Spencer Jones and Trey Alexander, and hope they have great years in their development. But if plan A manifests for the Denver Nuggets, from game one, we're not talking about these guys anymore because guys are healthy and guys are playing their roles. So I think that's fair.
And then 16, I put another two-way guy, Spencer Jones, a two-way guy who was not on the Nuggets Summer League team, but a guy they signed. The reason I put him above PJ Hall is just like there's less competition at that small forward spot, in terms of him getting into a game if injuries really hit.
Fair enough. No arguments there. Okay, so naturally we'll just get the third two-way player out of the way here, right?
Well, I had Trey Alexander ranked a little higher. I have him above Jalen Pickett, so I put Jalen Pickett here at 15.
Tough scene for Jalen Pickett. I think you're right. I was trying to set the stage a bit there, but I think you're right, man. I just think Jalen Pickett is out of the plans now. And again, Trey Alexander is still a two-way guy. You got Russ, right? They want Julian Strawther to put the ball on the floor. There are plan A's that do not include Trey Alexander. But before you get to Jalen Pickett, I do think at this point you get to Trey. I think that's fair.
So do you think Trey Alexander is ahead of Pickett in terms of importance to winning a championship?
I do. I mean, he's a two-way and Pickett's not, but I don't think Pickett's going to play. Is there a world where, I don't know, Denver is somehow convinced that they should convert Trey Alexander to a full-time contract? Yeah. I mean, again, I don't think it happens. I don't think any of this plays out that way. But if we have to make a list, it feels like Jalen Pickett got his shot and he missed it. Could be wrong. It just feels that way to me.
I mean, absolutely. Summer League was his chance. That was his shot. That was his time. and he just didn't meet the moment for whatever reason. And look, Michael Malone has played a two-way point guard over Jalen Pickett before. It happened last year with Colin Gillespie. And just the sense from hearing Michael Malone talk about Trey Alexander, he likes him. He likes what he did at Summer League. He didn't have those glowing words to say about Jalen Pickett. I mean, that's just the facts. And there weren't many glowing things to say about him after what he did at Summer League. So it's tough to see Jalen Pickett having a future in Denver, to be totally honest. Like, the Summer League was his chance to really do something. And, like, the fact that he's not around the team at the facility this summer, I mean, he hasn't been in any of the workout pictures. He hasn't been in any of the open gyms as far as we can tell. You can just kind of see the writing on the wall, right?
I agree, man. And it was also, I guess you weren't able to make it this year, writing on the wall and feeling in the air, like feeling in the air out there that it was exactly what you just said it was. Speaking of the Summer League team, one guy that had rave reviews from that event 1 year ago, very, very different feedback this time, and that's Hunter Tyson. On a full-time contract, of course, but still fighting to make a name for himself and earn a rotation spot. You have Hunter in here at 13, which, just for reference, like, again, the only full-time contract guy we've named so far is Jalen Pickett, and you have Hunter Tyson next. Why is that?
If he had a better Summer League, I might bump him up a spot or two, but he didn't. He looked pretty bad, which was surprising to me just because of how good he looked at Summer League last year and the year he had in the G League. Like, he had a good year in the G League. Showed he could shoot the ball, showed he could attack the rim, handle it a little bit. You know, he got a lot of good reviews throughout the season based on what he was doing in the G League in Grand Rapids. But again, I mean, he's behind a bunch of guys on the wing. Not as many guys as somebody like PJ Hall is behind in the front court. But he is on a regular contract. I feel like the Nuggets should give Hunter Tyson some run this year. You got to see what he has. I feel like if you play him 10 minutes a game, 15 minutes a game for a stretch of 5 games, I don't think it's going to hurt you that much. I really hope the Nuggets give him some run, like, early on this season.
It did feel like there was some momentum there before Summer League started, and now there's not. By the way, guys, Kale just did that live, so let's give Kale a break here, chat. All right, we did not give him a heads up. That was done live, as we do here often at DNVR. Okay, the next name, I think we can get this in before the break. Everyone loves talking about this next person. Arguably a fan favorite, arguably everyone's favorite offseason topic. Let's talk about Zeke Naji. I see you have him here at 12, ahead of Hunter Tyson. You expect Zeke to play at all this year?
Well, I mean, it's just a numbers game at a certain point. And yeah, I put Hunter at 13 here and then Zeke Naji at 12. And it really came down to Zeke Naji or DeAndre Jordan at this spot. And I kind of put DeAndre Jordan ahead of Zeke Naji. I don't know. If a playoff game was happening today, who would Michael Malone go to? Zeke Naji or DeAndre Jordan? Probably DeAndre Jordan.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that being said, I didn't expect Zeke Naji to be on the Nuggets roster right now.
Me either.
I expected him to be traded this summer. Do I expect him to be on it at the trade deadline? I'd say no, just because I feel like a trade has to come. His future clearly isn't in Denver. The Nuggets have this $8 million salary that they can trade. I still think the idea is we can trade him to get and maybe attach a pick to get somebody that can help us. Maybe that calculus changes a little with the Deron Holmes injury, and suddenly you don't have as much depth there. So maybe like the Nuggets start the season with Zeke, see what he's got, and then, you know, make a determination of what to do. But again, it's tough to see him really contributing to a playoff game or a championship run.
All right, I think you're probably right there, and I think that's a good kind of line of demarcation. As on the other side, we will get more into the guys who are likely to factor into this championship run or not championship run. Fingers crossed. First, got to tell you about Rugged Road, where they're dedicated to creating innovative and durable outdoor gear for adventurers who demand the best. Their products are designed with the highest quality materials and craftsmanship. You got an example there on the screen. There's their cooler right there, and we've got a deal for you on the cooler as well. So that's a nice way to get your Rugged Road adventure started. Their gear is built to accompany you on every adventure. Again, easy push here in Colorado. If you know what you're doing, you're going to the mountains, you're hiking, you're camping, you're hanging by a lake, bring Rugged Road with you, right? Do this. Get yourself this cooler. Get ready for summer adventures with Rugged Road coolers. Head to ruggedroadoutdoors.com. Use the code DNVR for 10% off your order. It's lightweight. It's durable. It's always floating upright. It's perfect on land or in water. Something about the cooler floating in the water. Is it practically nice? No, but does it feel like a stroke of genius? Sure, it just feels. And then you're like, I want to drink those beers more. You can do that with Rugged Road. So leave that old heavy cooler at home and get yourself a better cooler for the new season. Rugged Road, your ultimate outdoor companion. And I was on the interwebs the other day, and I saw some folks kind of talking about their different betting experiences. And they were talking about how, this is true actually, I just kind of ran into this organically, how much they prefer to bet with Circa Sportsbook, because they just feel like, as guys who are good at gambling and winners, that they're welcome there. And you'd be surprised that that's not always the case. It is with Circa Sportsbook. Tight money line splits, low hold models, games that strive to be a -110 split on the Circa Sports menu, unlike other sportsbook, which may use -115 or -120 splits. These little things make a difference. Circa Sports keeps as little money as possible on larger market bets, especially compared to competitors. They don't limit players based on their winnings. You'd be surprised, but some do. Not Circa. Every player has the same limits, unlike other books. Download the app at circasports.com. Circa Sports bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. You have to be 21 or older. All rights reserved. Circa Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgamblingcolorado.org. And we're back here hanging out with Harrison Wind. Technically, I'm in the Toyota Lounge. Harrison is not, but that's all right. That's fine. We're still getting a show together here. And Harrison's actually in the middle of ranking, from least to most, the most important players to the Nuggets title hopes. And where we left off with Zeke Naji, in case you're wondering what you missed, we're gonna tap back in here with, well, makes sense, DeAndre Jordan, as you just talked about.
Yeah, I put DeAndre Jordan at 11. Again, don't feel like he's going to be instrumental to any title hopes. But obviously a trusted veteran player. I put him ahead of Zeke Naji because I just think he will matter more. Not really in terms of how he'll play on the court, but off the court, in the locker room, on the bench. He's pretty much like an assistant coach at this point. He's got a lot of wisdom. He kind of ties the locker room together. And, yeah, I put him at 11.
I was thinking about DeAndre Jordan in the context of Russell Westbrook. We know he played a role, obviously, in getting him here, but also just, when the Nuggets signed DeAndre Jordan, people, by the way, were saying things like, that's just not a signing you make if you're a championship team. People maybe could say the same thing about Russ. Some in LA have. And I just kind of got back to thinking about DeAndre. Now, different roles, of course, but DeAndre is an awesome, I don't know, he's just like a good symbol for what could work out right here. Obviously, no one's worried about the DeAndre Jordan signings in hindsight, and he's a winner here in Denver. Someone still looking to become a winner here in Denver, coming in at number 9 on your list is, number 10, number 10 on your list. And he's not looking to become a winner. He's already won.
Number 10, I put Vlatko Čančar. Definitely the guy, here that I think has the opportunity to play more than every other guy on this list so far. Vlatko, he's a jack of all trades, master of none, but he has a lot of skills that I think can help the Nuggets out this season, particularly in the front court. Losing Deron Holmes, there's going to be some minutes that I think Vlatko can play and help Denver with. And I think people forget that Vlatko, at least I think he's good. I think he's a good end-of-rotation player. Now, we'll see. He didn't look that good this summer playing for Slovenia. He's back on a minimum contract. Last time he was healthy, I did think he was good, though. And I think he can help. Vlatko's great because he's a great guy in the locker room. Obviously, he's good friends with Nikola Jokic. He's in his inner circle there when you're just talking about guys in the organization. And, he's the rare combination of a player who can help you, but also isn't going to raise a ruckus in the locker room if he's not playing. So he's great for the culture, great for the team. And like I said, I think he can help the Nuggets.
I agree. Probably on the outside of the rotation looking in for now, or just barely. Could easily factor in. I think it'd be really fun, actually, to get some significant Vlatko contributions. This was the segue I was trying to tee you up for last time, but I blew it. You have a name at number 9 that I actually think might be higher, but we'll get there as we go through this list. Who did you slot in ahead of Vlatko here?
Number 9, I put Julian Strawther.
Julian Strawther.
Yeah.
It feels low to me, just on a instinctual level, but I'm curious for your rationale and who you have next.
Why does it feel low to you?
In my head, I have him as a real swing factor off the bench of I wouldn't slot him in for a guy like Dario, for example, will have his work cut out for him. Here's your backup role. We need you to come do this. But whereas Julian maybe has a higher ceiling. If he somehow has a great season, then that's just another weapon they have off the bench going into the playoffs. But I didn't put a full list together, so I'm curious what you think.
Yeah, look, the upside is tremendous for Julian Strawther. I think, is going to be given every opportunity this year to make a huge impact on the Nuggets championship chase. They need a guy who can shoot threes. They need another 2-guard. The only guy who can fill that role realistically on this roster is Strawther. Michael Malone says he really likes him. He gets a lot of plays called for him. We know that. And I just feel like he's going to have the opportunity. And based on the summer he's had, he looked good at Summer League, been in the gym, been around the team, been at Red Rocks. I feel like he's done everything he needs to do to put himself in position to be impactful. He just hasn't done it before. He played sparingly as a rookie, didn't shoot the ball well. He's got a lot of improvement to make in order to trust him, on a big stage. He's just really inexperienced, so I couldn't put him any higher because of that.
That's well argued. And the next guy you have is a veteran and a newcomer, Dario Saric, coming in at 8.
Yeah, I feel like I'm higher on Saric than most people are. I think he's going to be really good for the Nuggets. Denver hasn't had a backup big man that is this offensively versatile ever in the Jokic era. Saric can get buckets still. He can shoot the 3. He can post up smaller guys. He can rebound. He can pass. He can facilitate a little bit. I think people are really underestimating the impact Saric is going to have. He's going to be a 20-minute per game guy immediately. And I don't think you can say the same for Strawther right now.
Fair enough.
And also, he's just done it for a long time in the league. Had an okay season on the Warriors last year. Killed the Nuggets whenever they played him. If the Nuggets commit to running some of their second unit through Saric, it's going to open up a ton of things. So I think Saric is being underrated right now. he's clearly a top 8 guy for the Nuggets, in my opinion.
He is actually something that, as we get closer to the season, someone I am really excited about. His production is something that I'm excited about. Like, they didn't add a superstar, but I am hopeful that the way he plays as more of a connector, like a somewhat skilled, undersized big, can just yield something healthier in the half court for Denver. It's just been, they've just had so many terrible plan A's as far as their first plan of attack off the bench. Maybe they can play real basketball. I mean, I know he's not Jokic. He's not unto himself a game changer, but something needs to be changed on the Nuggets bench. And I'm kind of excited about Šarić as we get close to the season. I know a lot of people are excited about Peyton Watson. You have Peyton Watson coming in at 7.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull a switcheroo here. I'm going to have Russell Westbrook here at 7 and Peyton Watson at 6. And again, this is how important this player is to winning a championship next season. Russell Westbrook, I think, is going to be more of a regular season force than a playoff force in terms of, I think he's going to be really good on some nights for the Nuggets in the regular season. I think the jury's still out on how it's going to translate to winning basketball in the playoffs. But Russell Westbrook, to me, I still don't know how it's going to go. I'm still very unsure about it. But Peyton Watson right now, how I view it, is going to be more important to winning a championship than Russell Westbrook is.
Is that because of just the playoff argument, right? Like, it's just the backup point guard probably is only playing so much in the playoffs. Peyton has more opportunity to change outcomes, you think?
Yeah, and in just terms of winning basketball, I think there's more pathways to Peyton Watson doing it just based on what we know about both players. I think P-Watt can be an absolute elite defender in the playoffs next season. And I'm optimistic about how his offensive game will look playing more minutes next to Nikola Jokic and, Jamal Murray and with the starters. Like, Peyton Watson as a sixth man type in the playoffs playing next to Jokic more, I think it's going to work. And, the Nuggets have all of next season to build up to that.
Man, I think this is the first one where I would say I'm not so sure, but I like your argument. Like, you're selling me. Right off the bat, I just sort of felt like maybe Peyton, I guess if I'm saying this about Peyton, I should say it about Julian for sure. But it's like, does this need to happen? It'd be nice if it does. Does it need to happen? And I guess I'm just not so sure that this is a leap year for Peyton. But if it was,
where would you have Peyton ranked?
That's the thing. I think maybe it's just Russ I would put ahead of him. We'll see what Šarić unlocks. Like, I think Šarić could unlock something that changes everyone's lives off the bench and makes our lives easier. But it's still like a backup big. I don't know. Like, I just think there's a ceiling for the guy that plays behind Jokic technically, like, on how much you can impact what they do. So I'm okay with Dario at 8. I think it's probably just Russ that I would have put at 6, but yeah. I understand your rationale.
Just if I'm looking ahead to the playoffs, well, Russell Westbrook, he's probably going to be in the rotation unless things go just really awry during the regular season and they have to cut bait with him. Will Russell Westbrook have a bigger impact on winning in the playoffs than Peyton Watson? I don't think that's 100% gonna happen. I think you can definitely make the case, in a playoff setting to win a championship, what Peyton Watson brings might be more important.
All right, fair enough. I kind of agree with Vekislav here. Like, they're pretty weak at point guard. It'd be awesome to have a backup point guard that's a force, but fair enough. Go ahead and tell me why you have Michael Porter Jr. at number 5. Just kidding. It's Christian Brown.
Christian Brown at number 5. He's the 5th starter. I think he's going to play the 5th most minutes on the Nuggets. Although, like, I could see Michael Malone absolutely, like, falling in love with playing Russell Westbrook a lot and playing him more. I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, Christian Brown, Adam had talked about it earlier in the week, I think. He's going to be better with the starters than I think most people realize. He's the perfect guy to play alongside Jokic if you're talking about just a cutter, a finisher who can get to the rim and dunk with power. And, like, defensively, I think by the time the season ends, he's going to be just as good as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was in that department last year. There's going to be a lot placed on his shoulders this year, man. He's going to have to shoot it better from three. He's going to just have to be a more confident offensive player in terms of being more decisive and taking the ball to the rim with more authority. There's a lot of expectations on him, and it seems like he's had a good summer. And like Julian Strawther, he's put the pieces in place to have like a breakout year.
I think Christian at 5 is maybe as hard to argue as any name anywhere on this list. Like, it is 5. We know the other names, but he needs to be good. Like, they lost KCP. He needs to be good. I think he can next to Jokic, but okay. Well, I think this next one is maybe the most interesting one. I think folks are probably very curious to see how 3-4 shakes out. MPJ, third highest scorer, obviously that max contract, but is he the third most important Nugget to a title? What do you think?
He's the fourth to me, behind Aaron Gordon. I just feel like in terms of the Nuggets' identity, Aaron Gordon means more at this point. Defensively, dominating the paint, like to winning a championship right now, I've just got that as above Michael Porter. What do you think?
I think you're right. I mean, you could argue maybe more than ever they need Porter's threes and the dynamic element to the offense he brings, but there's room for Porter to be inconsistent as an outside shooter and Denver to still do their thing. They need Aaron Gordon to do his thing. And he also has more avenues to doing it. Like, you know, Porter's only going to get to do so much, right? So if he's 2 of 8 from 3, it's pretty much rebound and defend, but he's not known for defending. You know, Gordon's a guy that maybe he's not great as a scorer tonight, but he's guarding the other team's best player, or his offensive rebounding was clutch, or his tertiary playmaking helped. So, and of course we know the finale kind of dynamic. I think Gordon is more at the core of like their plan A offense. And I do like, well, there's any given night where Porter's the third best player. I think generally speaking, AG is the third most important player. I think you have it right.
And again, I'm ranking these in terms of importance to winning the championship next season.
Right.
Aaron Gordon is also going to be the backup center for the Nuggets, probably in the playoffs next year. I think that goes into this argument as well. And again, going back to just the Nuggets' identity. The Nuggets' identity to me, it starts with the Jokic Murray 2-man game. The next evolution of that is Aaron Gordon in the dunker and how that changes the defense. So for me, this is the rankings that I came up with. Look, it's very debatable. I think from 6 to 9, you could definitely move some guys around there. Watson, Westbrook, Šarić, Strawther, not tied to the order with those guys by any means, but my gut reaction, that's how I ranked them.
So there's an interesting reaction in the chat. Like, obviously we know Jokic is far and away the best player. Is there an argument that because things are contingent upon what's less reliable and knowable in Murray's production, that he's actually number one? Because you can pencil Jokic in for contending production. So could one argue that Jamal's technically more important, given that we just know that Jokic is going to be good? Or is that 5D chess?
We're trying to galaxy brain this.
I think you're thinking way too hard about it.
Is that galaxy braining?
Yeah, it's galaxy brain.
Fair enough. I think you guys are right.
Is Jamal Murray more important than Nikola Jokic to winning a championship? Yeah, I think we're thinking a little too hard about it.
There's no world in which he contributes more, but semantically, could you get yourself there? Probably. Fair enough. You guys are right. All right, there's your list. We'll put that on Twitter, see what the folks think. Chat, we appreciate your input. There's about 10 minutes left in today's scheduled programming. So why not get an idea off the ground that I've been trying for months and actually years at DNVR. What should we draft today, fellows, for Casual Friday? Colors. We're drafting colors. It's as vague as it sounds. It's going to be terrible. There's no way to make this objective. And that's why I can't wait for it to happen. The great color draft of 2024 is upon us. Oh, and is that first pick for little old me?
That is first pick for little old
Oh,
Vogt.
what a treat.
This is the most ridiculous subject for a draft of all time.
When we drafted Smells, this can't be any worse.
I feel like this is good. Wind is not feeling this one. I feel like it's going to be a fun 10 minutes together. I'll get it kicked off. Emerald green. Emerald green is my top color.
So how specific do we have to get on colors? Apparently pretty specific.
That's
no
up
rules.
to you.
There's no rules.
That's up to you. I've been preparing for this draft for 16 months, so.
Emerald green. What's so great about emerald green?
It's just my favorite color. It's just like, it was my mom's favorite color too. So like if I did, some people have spirit animals. If I had to pick a spirit color, it's emerald green. Shout out to my mom. How about that? All right, Harrison, your turn.
So this is a sentimental pick. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow. All right. I got the number 2 pick here. So do I go specific or do I go general?
It's up to you, buddy. It's up to you.
I'm going to go blue.
Hell yeah. He's just going to take every shade of blue. You're allowed to. I don't care. All right, blue.
Well, this is what happens when we don't set the parameters. I mean, blue I think is probably my favorite color. It's probably the one I wear the most, I'd say.
No, you wear tan the most and gray. Neutrals, buddy.
Blue is a neutral-ish color, right?
Is that true? Technically, Kelly, you're the art person.
A dark blue?
Yeah, like a dark blue. We did look this up earlier. Blue is the most common favorite color in America for both men and women.
Yeah, it's an easy answer.
It's a good
pick.
It's a good first pick.
It's a good pick.
Yeah,
Kale, I'm sure you have...
With that, I feel good with that as my first overall pick.
Kale, I'm sure you have something weird as hell queued up here. Very excited.
Well, I was gonna try and take blue, but the problem is I'm not gonna take my favorite color like you guys did because I know I'll be able to get it in the 5th round. So
I mean, my favorite color just also happens to be the most popular color.
I'm gonna go with gold.
Oh, it's a good pick. Gold in the 1st round. I love it. Oh, Kale, you sneaky dog. This is great because all the arguments are just like, yeah, that's a color. I've seen that. What's your second pick?
Are all shades of blue off the table?
No, you can get specific.
I'm gonna go turquoise.
All right. That kind of kills me, but I can live with it.
Turquoise is a good color.
I think Leeds just scored.
Leeds United has scored, and the bar loses its mind. I thought they were excited about the pick, but that's fine. The next pick is yours, Harrison, in the top colors draft.
Okay. I'm sticking with the neutral theme here. Another color that I like, that a lot of my clothes are, that I feel like soothing on the eyes, just kind of goes with a lot of things. I'm going to go beige.
Beige. I knew you would pick it.
Dude, beige in the 2nd round?
It's a Wind pick. He's being true to himself, dude. It's his favorite, and it's his practical every day. Like, he's building a closet, and that's why he might win this draft. See, guys, that's how you do a colors draft. All right. It's all the way back to me. The blues are flying off the board, so I'm going to get this one in, Kale. Cerulean. Cerulean. lean. Cerulean, that deep sky blue. Oh man. You know when you leave work midday because our jobs are silly and not real and the sun's still out and it's that nice deep blue? That's what I'm talking about. Put it on the board. I'm a cerulean fella. Okay, I get another pick, right? How about violet? I think purple's a good third round kind of pick. I'll get specific with a shade of violet. It's cool. It's easy on the eyes, and I think both genders can mess around with it. Both genders, any gender. I've waited to start the show over. Whoever you are, you can use violet.
Someone did just say we're gonna get canceled, and then Vogt immediately said that.
I did. Yeah, just pretend that part didn't happen, and then I'm gonna go with violet. I like violet a lot.
Okay. What is cerulean? It's blue?
It's like deep blue. It's like a deep blue, like sky blue. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, I gotcha. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I'd say that's kind of the sky blue. That looks like the sky.
All right. Yeah, it does. I know that. I did some research for this, buddy, but that's fine. Trying to
All
check
right,
my
I'm going to
pick.
go
Why?
with I got 2 more picks, or I got 3 more picks left. I'll go red.
Sure. Oh, damn it. This is so dumb. I know you guys are loving this at home. I know you are. I'm pleading with you too.
Red is a very powerful color. Like,
it is a powerful color.
Red is like, all right, I'm here. You're trying to make your presence felt with red.
Yeah, that's true. Red's a strong. There's a lot of good shades of red, but
yeah,
I think red, blue, beige, red. Oh man, Wynn's gonna win this draft.
All right. Man, where do I go from here?
A lot of options on the board.
Lot of options. You know what? I'm going with everyone's favorite wardrobe color. I'm picking black.
Oh man,
it was on my board.
Fair enough. Yeah, if we were in New York City, it would just be the entire first round, just all 3 of us. All right, fair enough. I'm surprised it lasted that long, actually.
I am too, especially for 3 guys on camera a lot.
Yeah, true. Let me know if this is against the rules. Can I take Flatiron red?
Sure, why not? I don't care.
All right.
No rules. This is the dumbest thing I've ever suggested we do, so I don't think it's going to change anything. Is that what the Nuggets jerseys were?
That is the Nuggets official red color. Is
You
Flatiron red.
You lose just by associating yourself with that.
I like the red. I don't think they ever should have done a red jersey, but I like the accents of red. My next pick. I can't believe this has lasted to the 4th round. I feel like I'm getting a steal. White.
Well, I don't think anyone wanted to take that in the first round for obvious reasons. But, yeah, all right, fair enough, man. I'm just realizing why people thought the colors draft was like murky waters. No, that's cool.
I mean,
that's
white.
A good pick.
White, like, again, you can wear it with anything, just calming color. You're not going to piss anybody off by wearing a white t-shirt.
My problem with white is I am physically incapable of eating correctly, and there just will be sauce. There just will be sauce. I'm a bad eater.
Yeah, noted spiller.
I'm a big spiller. I really am. Also, white's not technically a color. That's right, but that's fine. I'm not gonna get.
How is white not technically a color?
It's the absence of color.
Yeah, the absence of color because it
not
has
to get
to do
technical
with,
on you,
anyway,
Harrison.
Yeah, whatever.
But that's all right. We'll let the pick stand. We're gonna let the pick stand. I will go with cardinal red. And that's not baseball affiliation. I just love the shade. I think it's a tremendous shade.
Although you are a Cardinals fan.
I am, yeah, but I don't want to say that because I'm trying to win a draft. Popular vote in Colorado. But it does work out that way. I actually do think it's the best shade of red. And I will wrap this up with amber. Amber's a sick color. I don't know if I would wear anything that's amber or even suggest that anything should be amber. But if you Google amber, it looks cool. And so that's why it's my last pick.
I mean, by that reasoning, how can you pick that? You just said you didn't like it.
I did just argue myself out of the pick. That's right. No, I think it looks cool when you just Google it. Conceivably, something looks cool in amber, right? Fossils? Amber fossils? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I saw Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Cool.
That's a thing.
It's enough for me. Put it in the board. Amber.
Wind, last pick. What do you got?
Oh, man. Tough. Let me go through my board here. I'm debating between a couple. I'm going to go with green.
Just green. I love the way Wind did this draft. I really do.
You know, green, a color you got to associate with Colorado. The mountains, the trees, the grass. A lot of great green things in Colorado.
Well, the further away you get from Kansas, the greener it gets for sure. The mountains are nice.
All right. I can't believe I'm getting this with my last pick because it's everybody's second favorite color. I'm taking purple.
All right.
What? The purple is not my second favorite color.
Man, this is going to be the most ridiculous thing to vote on. There's a lot of overlap. There are no rules. It's completely subjective. And I'm really excited to see who wins this draft.
I'll bet you it's not me because I never win these things.
What? Sometimes. By the way, Adam won the last one by a landslide, but he's not here to claim it or go first. So no one tell him. How about that? Okay, let's hit some super chats. We'll get out of here. And then Kayla and I will see you at the Aaron Gordon perfume pop-up in Rhino later today. Keep an eye out for us. If you see us, let's make some content together. That's true. None of us picked orange. Absolutely insane. I love this draft. All right.
I don't like orange.
That was crazy.
I hate orange, actually. I'm
orange,
not a fan of
good
orange.
for the Broncos, bad in general.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
but
a
it's a
good
Broncos.
color. I'm
It's a
glad it didn't
good
get
call from
drafted.
Keith. Cedric Exquisite, no vote, no Kale. AG is secretly the best because Mr. Nugget, by the way, for Zeke, hypothetical trade. P-Water Julian in a package. Got my show on faves tonight. Cedric again, no Vekislav. We want Monte Morris back. Cedric, you should start a chat with Yes one time because it'll be a fun change of pace. Carlos Romero. Hi, fellas. Visiting Denver for the first time this November to catch some Nuggets games. Any recommendations for any Denver must-dos for a first-timer? Thanks. There's a good... Carlos, are you on the Twitter? If you are, DM me, because I don't want to do this live and embarrass myself, but I definitely have Denver recommendations.
You got to go to the mountains if you can, and just eat as much green chili as you can while you're here. But DM Brennan. I'll put a list together because there's a ton of dope stuff to do here.
The thing I tell everybody to do if you've never been to Colorado is just go to Red Rocks. Not even for a show. Just go to Red Rocks in the morning. Like, do a hike up there. It's freaking gorgeous. You have to see it.
Strong agree. So I'd been bringing my long-distance girlfriend to Denver for a while, and she'd never been to the mountains. And when we finally went up this last trip, she was like, I get it. I want to come back. So, hey, thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for watching us draft colors. Pretty insane choice on our part. Maybe crazier choice on your part. We'll get that list out, Harrison. Thanks for putting it together. And then Kayla and I will see you in Rhino. Nuggets fans, we appreciate you as always. And we'll be back on Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.